Yes, I'm Tim Boyle and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of ARCS Australia. Obviously, we're at the ARCS Australia conference here with about 1,600 other people, and it's our biggest and best conference we've had yet to date.
Yeah, it's been a great vibe, and we're kind of in the back half of day 2, and I got a bit of a sense that there's a little bit of a theme happening from each day in some of the sessions, but we've been busy here on the expo floor at the pop-up recording studio here. But tell me, I've seen you out and about and managed to grab you for a couple of minutes here to have a chat, Tim. So what's been the vibe out and about, and what's been happening in the sessions, and what's your take so far?
Yeah, so this year the conference is a little bit different. So traditionally, our conferences have been broken down into streams. It's really 3 or 4 symposium and pushed together. And we run 7 parallel streams across 3 days. But this year it's a turning point for us. So we're moving from being a member association that's focused on professional development for the MedTech and pharmaceutical sector to being really a professional association for everyone that works in the MedTech and pharmaceutical sector. So it is departure from an deliberate part of growing to fill the value that our members ask of us. With that comes a greater responsibility to provide value for some of our member areas that we probably haven't provided a lot of value for in the past.
Yeah. And did I hear right that it's 40 years for ARCS?
Yeah, so 40 years ago, the association was born as the Association for Regulatory and Clinical Scientists for the Australian Pharmaceutical Industry, which is quite a big acronym.
Yeah.
And it really was, at that time, the precursor to Medicines Australia was all the doctors, and they wouldn't let technical staff join.
Okay.
So it was a protest association to start with. And basically over time, others engaged because the conversation became bigger than just regulatory affairs and clinical science. And now our membership has grown to be representative of the whole sector and every occupational, sectoral role that you can have.
Yeah.
And so, look, 20 years ago, ARCS Australia, or the long acronym I mentioned before, rebranded to ARCS Australia to represent, but now we're relaunching as ARCS Australia still, but with a focus on the MedTech and pharmaceutical profession.
Yeah, interesting. And so I've noticed, there's looking around the room here, but also just in some of the conversations I've had with speakers and just participants, and the regulatory theme comes through pretty strong. The AI is coming through pretty strong. What are some of those hot topics and themes that you're hearing out in the halls?
Yeah, I think that the big thing is the convergence of technologies. So we've got lots of medical technologies pervade the sector, that you see them in our hospitals, and some of those traditional technologies like beds in hospitals are involved in clinical trials, information systems that clinicians and clinical researchers interface with, regulatory systems that capture information and dossiers. But now we're seeing exponential technologies like AI pervade into them. It creates different ethical considerations. How are they trained? How are the biases in those solutions managed?
Yeah,
and it's creating more questions and answers in some respect. And as you were seen on the plenary panel this morning, I made the statement that these tools make productive people more productive and lazy people lazier.
You're right. Yeah.
And you really need to put an ethical lens over the way you adopt these. Is it to cut a corner in saving time, which isn't the right thing, or is it to amplify your productivity to get a net gain on top of it again?
I like that one. I like that a lot. And I noticed too on the thing, because we've got a big day tomorrow morning recording a lot of conversations with the participants in BioBeacon. Tell me a little bit more about what that's about.
Yeah, so the conference always had a SME startup stream, should be held on the last day, and it hasn't been well attended in the past because it was sort of a mishmash of exhibitors and startups that were sort of side projects of other people within the ecosystem of our members. But some of the feedback I've been getting from our members is really how we embrace early phase technologies, because every early phase technology has to go through the therapeutic development pipeline or pathway, the innovation pathway to from the bench to bedside. And the capabilities and the milestones required to get there are the services that all the exhibitors this hall provide and our members provide. And they're the value inflection points for the commercialization of these products.
Yeah.
So, a lot of focus goes into incubators and special government funds for startup support, or entrepreneurship programs, or venture capital. And they're great at help. They're like water washes the technologies down the river, or the technology readiness level river. But the value inflection points are created by our members. Regulatory strategy drives pricing inflection points through an IND or a new product dossier for approval. Their value inflection points, once they've been granted and received, should finish a positive result in the clinical trials, a value inflection point. So our members are directly involved in creating value for these startups, and they want to know who they are earlier so they can engage and help them on their journey, because the more technologies and more startups are going through the local ecosystem, the more business there is for our members, and they're all boats rise on that time.
Yeah.
So we changed it slightly, and we put a call out to non-members, to the public, to try and find 9 of the best startups that we can think of in the sector. And they range from e-health solutions, support businesses that do GMP manufacturing. There's some biotechs, there's some device companies. So we've got a really good mix, a really good mix of male and female founders. And we're gonna showcase it. We're gonna shine the BioBeacon, the light we're putting onto these startups, and we're gonna make a big deal of them across the year and promote them so that everyone in the sector knows who they are, what they're doing, and we give them every opportunity to succeed.
Yeah, amazing. And we'll feature a couple of those on a podcast episode and all through our YouTube channel too, and that conversation have tomorrow. Looking forward to that. I was thinking over the last couple of days too, and we engaged with industry bodies in the MedTech space, and the biotech, and the software side, and the health informatics, and the startups have their own little circles too. And that and it makes sense in your description just then, and like that example of BioBeacon and how the rising tide brings all the boats. So it's for clarity for those that are looking at ARCS and maybe seeing it from the outside and understanding, is this something that we engage with members, or we become a member? Like, how do you kind of describe where this fits into that broader kind of health ecosystem?
Yeah, well, firstly, I think a lot of the initiatives aimed at showcasing startups are competitions.
Yeah.
And there's no competitions here in entrepreneurship. We want everyone to win.
Yeah.
We don't want companies failing. We don't want others doing better. We want everyone to be reaching their full potential. That's a big part of it. But in terms of the holistic ecosystem of our membership, where we work, there's a role for everyone that's working in the MedTech and pharmaceutical sector to be an ARCS member. It's really about aligning the professional journey and the training required, professional development activities, the network of support that will enable people to excel professionally in their career. That's what ARCS brings. So you could be a clinical researcher, we work in regulatory affairs, be a medical information writer, work in market access, you could be in business development, licensing, or be an entrepreneur. There's something for you to learn by being an ARCS member. We recognise our members through post-nominals. For those that can demonstrate competency against our competency framework, which launched this morning, we have a chartered membership status. So we're really driving elevation of professionals in the sector. Engineers have it easy. Engineers Australia, they have different sectoral colleges based on if you're a chemical engineer or a biomedical engineer. Royal Australian Chemical Institute. They're another professional association that have professional development pathways and professional recognition. And ARCS is taking the role of the professional association for the MedTech and pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, got it. That makes a lot of sense. Hey, lastly, Tim, thinking about, we're being about halfway through the conference already. What are you hoping that people will take away from this session? And maybe what can we look forward to seeing at future ARCS events for members and maybe this time next year?
The key takeaway is that we can't do it all on our own. We need to work as a team, and we need to work collectively. Competition between our members and the organisation they work through is an important part of excellence. But also we need to embrace collaborative competition, if that's a thing, or co-opetition, so that we don't deliberately shut down. We don't drown people in our gas for competition to gas for air. That's what a healthy ecosystem looks like, and a healthy membership organisation. That's one of the key take-homes. There's so much upside to be gained by working and professionalising our sector.
Yes.
And that's what we're working to achieve. That's the big take-home. I anticipate that we're going to grow exponentially each year. This year is about 10% bigger than last year's conference, and I think we'll see that trend. There might be 15% next year, or 10% on where we are.
Yeah.
And that trend should grow, especially with the changes we're making towards being a professional association.
Yeah,